Football Queensland's coverage of the 2019 NPL, NPLW and FQPL season is brought to you by IFCA, Australia's only national football-specific coaching conference, 25th and 26th of May on the Gold Coast. Get your delegate pass today at ifcca.com.au. Play football. Join the team today. Visit playfootball.com.au to find your nearest club. Football Foundation, making football more accessible for every income, every gender, every ability, every background, every Indigenous Queenslander. Donate today.
Queensland, a beautiful night out on the Bayside for some National Premier League Queensland action between Redlands United and Moreton Bay United here at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Moreton Bay United coming off the back of 3 straight wins in which they scored 13 goals. They've been hugely impressive of late since the last time we saw them in our game of the week against Olympic when they lost by 1-0. 3-1 wins against the Magpies, Western Pride 5-0 and 5 goals against South West Queensland Thunder. Redlands United, however, have had a postponement last week and a 2-0 reverse at the hands of league leaders Peninsula Power. But before that, they beat AC Carina 8-0, a confidence-boosting win that the side towards the bottom of the table will sorely need. Just the 3 wins for Redlands United so far this season, one of them coming courtesy of a walkover after Brisbane City were penalised for having an ineligible player. We are about to have a moment's silence for Anzac Day. Impeccably observed moment's silence here at the Cleveland Showgrounds, and our Total Tools referee Martin Kreenis blows the whistle to signify that the teams can get into their own huddles now. He'll be assisted by Renee Coghill and Oleg Odbuz, both captains just getting into the huddle as well. Alex Yanovsky, number 14 for Moreton Bay United in the yellow, and David Saline, the 31-year-old Frenchman, the giant 31-year-old Frenchman for Redlands United, who you may or will not be surprised are in the red shirts. We'll just run you quickly through the teams, and Redlands United, who will be brought onto the field thanks to Tyre Zone. I would like to thank their sponsor for all the assistance they give throughout the year in getting their senior team out on the park. Moreton Bay United would like to thank Trueline and Hanno's Car Care for their support as well. Back to the teams. In goal for Redlands is Jack Richards, Fernando Perez wearing the number 3 shirt, David Saline, we've already mentioned him, in number 5, Jackson Hart-Phillips, number 6, Josh Anderson, Kato Aochi, a recent signing from South United, Shuto Kubayama, 10, Aurelio Oliveira Gomez, 12, Rafael Ngoy, 14, Igor San-Jose, number 16, Robert Kramer. Moreton Bay United, the visitors, who will get things underway in the yellow through number 9, Riley Campbell. They have Chris Cousinon in goal, Nicholas Bernardi ahead of him with Delors Tuashime wearing the number 5 shirt, Alex Tadalon in the number 7 shirt, number 14 Alex Yanovsky, number 15 Chomarop, 16 Liam Cosgrove, 19 Simon Beale, number 23, Reece Gwynn-Jones, and number 24, Declan Smith. Redlands with Shuto Kubayama over on that far side, getting things underway. Here's Anderson. Bit of space now for Kramer. Slide into the Moreton Bay United half. Forced back by Redlands. Anderson. Helped forward by Salim. Janovsky making a nuisance of himself, and it'll be a Moreton Bay United throw. There are some suggestions that it shouldn't have been the case, but Janovsky took the throw in before anyone could discuss or make a case for the opposite to occur, and it was unfortunate that Simon Bill was unable to retain possession, but Redlands United now over on that far side. Anderson stretching. They'll build again through Salim. Zahozak. Kramer. Zahozak. Attempting the miracle ball to Oliveira Gomez. Sorry, Shemak launches that ball forward, but again, Redlands United will have a go, but it's out. According to Renee Coghill on this near side. It was to Shime, the former Western Pride championship winner. He'll take the ball up after keeping it on this near side, just in front of opposition here. Declan Smith ends up on his backside, but ball's still in possession for Moreton Bay United. A little bit too far ahead of Chomarot, though, from Janovsky. And it'll be a goal kick. Decent start early here for both sides, just feeling out how things are. Perfect conditions for football. We have had a fair amount of rain in the southeast corner of Queensland over the last few days, but it's been perfect today. Surface looking perfect and lush. Ideal for some good passing football. That was rather more agricultural from Tabernor. Apologies for Anderson launching it forward. It's gathered by Cousineau. And Bay United over on the far side will build through Gwynn-Jones, who receives the ball back. He has his keeper available to him. It's just the pair of them passing the ball amongst themselves at the moment. Chomarot is laconic at times and gets caught in possession there by Perez. Perez can't make much of it, and it's a little bit of frustration there already from new signing Kado Aochi, who is making a return to the Cleveland Showgrounds. He was with Redlands United in the old QSL all those years ago, before engaging his services with a myriad of clubs, including Lions, Peninsula Power, Rochdale Rovers, of course, Wolves, and then last year with South, 29-year-old Congolese star. Found the goal plenty of times, 98 goals in his Brisbane Premier League career. Ray Gardner before kickoff of the stalwarts and media managers here at Redlands United, saying he didn't find them that many times when he played here in the old QSL, but he has already found the back of the net for Redlands United in his new incarnation with the club, scoring twice in that FFA Cup thrashing of AC Carina, which you would expect to have occurred, but Redlands United have had a difficult time of it of late. Struggled all last year, and then have already undergone a change of manager this season. Didn't quite work out for Kleberson, the enigmatic Brazilian who got himself in a little spot of bother with the officials and then handed over the reins to Graham Ross, who in turn was actually away overseas with his school. So first time back for Ross. Nick Gibbs, who was coach last time I commentated on Redlands United, funnily enough, back end of last season. So late challenge from Janovsky. It might have been a combination of Janovsky and Smith. over there on Perez, and it's a free kick in a fairly promising position for Redlands United midway into their attacking half. So Jose to Anderson. Anderson goes wide. It's neat from Perez, and he uses his strength well and wins a corner. First corner of the game for Redlands United. They're attacking the clubhouse end. Hive of activity here at the Cleveland Showgrounds when we arrived an hour or so ago. This corner is swept in. It's punched clear from Kousnon. Safety first. Sao Jose went to deck, but nothing doing, says our Total Tools referee, Martin Creans. Moreton Bay United will break now. Here's Simon Beale. Wide to Toyoshima. Beale drops back, has a lot of space. Toyoshima is going to go himself. Good footwork from Toyoshima. Plays a ball inside. It's rather aimless towards Chomarop, but never was going to get there. There were plenty of red shirts in attendance. They were able to clear the ball out for a throw-in that Toyoshima will take. But good movement from Toyoshima, using the snake hips to get himself into some space and managed to fashion the cross. Next time we'll hope it's slightly more on target. Here's Beale. Poor control though from the former Brisbane City man, and he takes the ball out and gives Josh Anderson a little bit of love, and that's a really good tackle there by Liam Cosgrove, former Lion, and Kato Aochi. Simon Beale tracking back well. He left Brisbane City to go and play for Hume City down in Victoria, but actually had a contract with Brisbane City, so that was a little bit of a false start for the youngster. He's hugely talented, scored a number of goals for Brisbane City in 2017. He made a bit of a habit of coming off the bench and scoring. I think it was 8 in 8 at one point in the season, but it was very much a specialist in coming off the bench. Didn't quite translate that to a starting position, but that's exactly what he's got here under Puria Nabi at Moreton Bay United, and he'll hope to capitalise here. Here's Chomarop on the other side. Plays the ball back inside towards Campbell. Campbell's touch takes it away from goal. An opportunity for Smith. Didn't get all of it. Certainly didn't get as much of it as he'd like. And Jack Richards makes a comfortable save in the end, but a promising move from Moreton Bay United, particularly from Kato Aochi, who once he stretches his legs like that can cause all sorts of problems for the defence. Redlands build from the back. Sao Jose. Another captain, Celine. Sao Jose again injecting some pace at the back. Hot Phillips. Celine looking for options. Injects a bit of pace himself. That's good work from Celine, opening up the angle. Finds Kramer on this near side. Kramer's forced back to Anderson. Anderson has options. He goes left to Kubayama. Kubayama's going to cut inside. Shoots! Flashes across the face of goal. Kubayama, who netted 20 goals last season, already has 7 in the league this year. 10 if you include the hat-trick he scored against Karina in the FFA Cup. He's got a sharp eye for goal. Former North Pine man. He showed just how dangerous he can be with that snapshot. Fierce snapshot from the left-hand side early on. Didn't quite test the keeper though, and Redlands United will hope to continue this rather impressive start against Moreton Bay United, who have found their straps a little bit this season. That's sloppy though from Celine. He's dispossessed. An opportunity now for Kato Aochi. He looks eager and willing so far. Flags up over on that far side. The whistle followed shortly thereafter. Just got behind. Did Kato did Chomarop over on that far side against Josh Anderson. No, sorry, it's not Josh Anderson. good defending in the end. That was a very promising position. End-to-end stuff so far here in the National Premier League Queensland. Simon Smale bringing you all the action, thanks to Football Queensland, in our Game of the Week. Every single National Premier League Queensland game is being brought to you live this season. Plenty of exciting ties to look forward to over the rest of the weekend. Neil's header is picked up, neat back heel by Ngoy. Redlands switch play, dangerous from Kubayama. He's allowed to turn. Aochi, lovely from Aochi. Aochi goes down, it was a good challenge, it's a corner kick. This is promising stuff from Redlands United. They may be in a lowly 11th spot on the ladder, but I have to say they've looked for more impressive side so far against 6th place Moreton Bay United. Moreton Bay United, who were quite laborious at Goodwin Park when we watched them a few weeks ago in our game of the round. Guzman catches this time as opposed to the punch from the last corner. He'll do a world of good for his confidence early doors to make that good play in traffic. What can Declan Smith do? Finds Janowski. A rock. Has a runner inside him in Bernardi. Chooses to go all the way inside. Finds its way to Bernardi in the end, though. It's going to find its way all the way out to Beale. It's a poor pass, poor shot in the end, really, from Simon Beale. He was being put under pressure, but I have to think he'd want to test Jack Richards a little bit more than that. Nevertheless, another promising move from Moreton Bay United. Both sides searching for the opening goal here. Remains Redlands United 0, Moreton Bay United 0 at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Round 13 of the National Premier League's Queensland. Bay United launched for counter-attack, but a little bit too far ahead of Campbell was the pass, and Richards, who's made a couple of saves, but neither of them too challenging in the early stages. Moreton Bay United look to attack on the counter. They're having to do so at the moment because Redlands United have enjoyed the lion's share of possession. Aochi. This is where he's dangerous, but it's well snuffed out, that ball, by Alex Tabelon. 28-year-old Frenchman. Sao Jose. Redlands building again through Kramer. Kramer goes back to Redlands Frenchman, David Salim. Mark Phillips injects some pace. That's nice. A little bit too heavy from Kubayama for Perez, though. Kubayama takes the throwing quickly to Anderson. Back to Kubayama. Kubayama under pressure from Chomarot. Good work from Kubayama. Finds Sao Jose. Sao Jose switches play over to this near side in Kramer. Kramer back inside to Ngoy. United so efficient in their defence, though, getting bodies behind the ball, making those passing lanes difficult. Here's Kubayama trying to find some space. Wants a return ball. It's going to be drifted in towards the middle, though, and it's a poor cross. The hand does go up over that far side by Fernando Perez. Disappointing way for that move to end because it had been patient from the home side prior to that rush of blood to the head. Just casually puts the arm, get away from that ball as it bounced up rather unfavourably. Surface is perfect here at Redlands United at the Cleveland Showgrounds. As I've already mentioned, the wet weather that we've had during the week has made the track a little bit heavy, but nonetheless there's barely a blemish on this. So that's Aochi goes round the outside. Whistle has gone, though, for an infringement. I have to admit I didn't quite catch it. Bay United getting a bit of a let-off there. matches going on all around us, so there are plenty of whistles if you're picking them up on the sound effects microphone. You're not the only one. And our eyes peeled on our Total Tools referee Martin Preenis. Kramer wanted that ball further forward. No laughing matter for Kramer as San Jose plays the ball behind him. Moreton Bay United on the attack now. Bernardi wanted it back. He's made a good run, Bernardi, and Kubayama's chasing. That's nasty from Kubayama. Could be worthy of a card. We'll have to see what Martin Preenis wants to do here. It might just be a talking to. Talking to from a distance, it appears. It was a good tracking back from Shuto Kubayama, but Moreton Bay United have already showed their hand in the pace of Nicholas Bernardi, and they'll have to watch that, the Redlands United defence, particularly Fernando Perez over on that far side. That's a good ball, straight into the arms of Richards though. Looks to go quickly. Aochi wants it. He's still got his hand up. Only now has he lowered it to the ground. The expectation that the ball is not going to be delivered to him first time. Aochi, the air of a man who has the confidence of being able to beat whoever's up against him in a one-on-one situation, and that's something that Redlands United will want to exploit. It's still early days in this new relationship between Aochi and the Red Devils, as that ball's played forward a little bit too heavily by Olivier Gomez. One of Kleberson's silence. I understand there's a fair amount of Portuguese being spoken out here on the Bayside after Kleberson was involved. Kleberson, who famously kissed a referee. That's not why he was suspended though. And still as Turashima almost runs into a spot of bother, but gets out of it quite well. It's one for Aochi to run onto, and Chomarot really should have run onto that one. Rather gave up the ghost a little bit early. Perhaps he was fooled by the fact that Dolores Turashima slipped when delivering the ball, but it was a well-delivered ball and it held up quite nicely, and a player of Chomarot's ability could have made hay there in the moonlight here at Redlands United at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Aochi does so well to get past two Moreton Bay United challengers, amongst them a sliding tackle from Janovski. Wins another corner for Redlands United, and it's been one-way traffic in that regard so far. Just enough time perhaps to let you know about the IFCA conference. It's Australia's only national football-specific coaching conference on the 25th and 26th of May on the Gold Coast. If you want a chance to win a delegate pass, we'll give you the chance to win one of 3 passes. Just visit ifca.com. Tell us which keynote speaker you're most looking forward to seeing and why. This comes after the announcement that Fox Sports' Adam Peacock is going to be moderating along with his colleague Simon Hill. Redlands United still in possession though, and that's a bit of a flamboyant effort and a lovely finish from Raphael Ngoy. Chris Kusnon made a real hash out of that, and Ngoy gets his 2nd goal of the season.
That's the first goal for Redlands United, going to number 12, Ralph Ngoy.
Wonderful technique from Ngoy. Just the side foot, comfortably just gathered it straight home and didn't need a second invitation. First time strike. It's a lovely finish from Ngoy. Redlands United have the lead here. It's nothing short of what they've deserved so far. The pressure came from the corner, and Kusnon just didn't get enough of a fist onto that ball. Sloppy, really, from the Moreton Bay United keeper. Ngoy, who has spent time at Capalaba, and most of his time at the under-20s last year, Made the move further out to the bayside for this season, and it's paying off for him. His second goal of the season. He's on the ball now. His tail well and truly up. Redlands United have only had 4 different goal scorers this season. He's just the second player to be a multiple goal scorer for the Red Devils as well. Kubayama has 7 in the league. Ngoy now has 2. Seb Hernando and Mario Peric, the only other 2 players who have scored goals this season amongst 35 players that have been used for Redlands United. It's a fair amount this stage in the season. A lot of chopping and changing. Redlands United do appear to have benefited from somewhat of an exodus from Wakeley Park and South United, gaining the services of Aochi as well as David Celine. Read that one perfectly, and here's Beale. Good footwork from Beale inside to Smith. Smith gets accosted by Ngoy. Free kick is given, and Moreton Bay United are going to be told to take it from where it was given. Still taken quickly, and that was poor from Cosgrove. Not on the same wavelength as Declan Smith at all, and that lack of communication could cause problems. But Redlands United launching another attack. Kousnon out of his area, uses his head this time. He takes the ball away from the head of Mario Oliveira Gomez. He needed to be alert there. Aochi wins yet another corner for Redlands United. This is the first from this side of the field, and we'll have to see how effective this is. Redlands United have really dominated these early stages and have a deserved lead through the side foot of Rafael Ngoy, his second goal of the season. Beautiful side-footed effort, first time after Chris Kousnon made a real hash out of punching a ball clear. This one will swing in once again towards Kousnon. It's flapped at again, and Kato Aochi was the man in attendance causing all the problems, but Moreton Bay United will look to break. Janowski with a long pass towards Simon Beale. It was a good header, great defensive header from Robert Kramer. Had to watch it all the way from that long pass. If he'd missed it or made a hash of it in any way, shape or form, Simon Beale would have latched upon the scraps. And we may well be talking about the two teams being level pegging again, but it was good work in the end by Kramer. Bay United need a response midway through this first half. They trail by a goal to 0. It's only the 3rd goal they've conceded. Their last 3 1/4 games. Gwyn Jones. Declan Smith caught in possession. Here's Kubayama. Kubayama had a shot from all of 30 yards there, and Rafa Ngoy, the goal scorer, was screaming for it on his right. You don't score 20 goals by giving the ball away to your teammates too often. But Shuto Kubayama would have been well advised to do so on that occasion. An audacious effort. It's never going in. Chomarok goes down. He had his pocket picked by Perez. Here's Ngoy. Aochi. Redlands making the most of that non-call from the official. Kato Aochi. Oh, that's absolutely magnificent. That is absolutely magnificent from Kato Aochi. His first goal in the league for Redlands United. Put a wand in his hand and send him to Hogwarts. That boy's a magician. absolutely fantastic with the ball at his feet. He weaved his way through. Goodness knows how many tackles. And Redlands United in an incredible position now. They lead by 2-0, and Kato Aochi has just put in an early contender for goal of the week. Redlands 2, Moreton Bay United 0. She made the move back to the Cleveland Showgrounds from South United. Faithful here out on the Bayside would have hoped to see that sort of magic from him. That was worthy of the entry price alone. Absolutely fantastic weaving run from Kato Aochi. Sensational stuff. We've seen 2 very high quality goals, albeit the first coming from a mistake from the goalkeeper. It was a wonderful finish by Rafael Ngoy. That second goal by Kato Aochi was something else entirely. Absolutely fantastic strike. A goal of his own making. Some confusion over here as to where the free kick or where the ball will happen. There was in fact a foul, so it won't be a throw-in at all. A free kick to Moreton Bay United. Free kick to Redlands United, apologies. High boots was the call. Much confusion beneath us here at the Cleveland Showgrounds. No. She has his arm up. He wants the ball played in behind. Sends towards Ngoy. Can't get his head onto it. Hugo San Jose can. And Ngoy tried to slide in. Gets beaten to it by Cosgrove. Ngoy ends up on the ground. Good defence at the back there by Hart Phillips. With Campbell lurking. Still pressing on Moreton Bay United, but Redlands have done incredibly well to get that ball out, and they will escape once again. It earns a round of applause from Jack Richards. That's a wonderful defence from Redlands United. They are really controlling the tempo and possession here at the Cleveland Showgrounds. And they have a deserved 2-0 lead as things stand. Long way to go yet, though, in this one. Not even half an hour gone. Deal gets the better there of Oliveira Gomez. Now Declan Smith. Bernardi forced back. It's going to go all the way back to square one. Aochi just putting Kusanon under pressure, but Moreton Bay will break. So Ishime. Beal. For an option, goes sideways to Cosgrove. They look shell-shocked here. So Ishime had to work hard to get that ball from Tabillon. Jones towards a Rop. Chomarop does well. Chomarop! That was inches away. He's livid with himself, is Chomarop. It's a lovely pass. Right out the top draw from Rhys Gwynn-Jones. Great strength from Chomarop. Could not add to the 6 goals that he's scored so far this season, the 23-year-old Sudanese player. Flicked on by Anderson. Here's Ngoy, open for scoring with a deft side-footed finish at the back post. Looking for an option. Chose the wrong one. Here's Campbell. Campbell springs the trap once again to Chomarop. Chomarop twisting and turning and trying to do his best impression of Kato Aochi. Gets a shot away. There was no power behind it though, and Richards comfortably gathers. And Redlands United will come again. They sprung that trap a couple of times, Moreton Bay United, and trying to release Kato, trying to release Chomarop. some promising positions, but just the harrying nature of the defenders getting back has just done enough to put Chom off. Bernardi wins the throw-in over on that far side, takes it quickly inside to Junovski. Back to Bernardi. Bernardi goes all the way back to Gwyn Jones. Gwyn Jones across to Frenchman Tabellon. Toshime in towards Declan Smith, who leaves one on David Celine. A dry smile from our Total Tours official Martin Kreenis. Did hit the hand of Toshime, I'm not sure how much he knew about it. Free kick is given. 30.5 minutes gone. Redlands United 2, Moreton Bay United 0. Just a reminder to follow Football Queensland on Instagram and Facebook for all the latest football news and events across the state. Find us on Instagram and Twitter, Football Queensland, Football QLD. Search for Football Queensland on Facebook. You'll be able to get all the news and watch all the live streams. Every single National Premier League Queensland game live streamed, as well as the match of a round from the Football Queensland Premier League and the National Premier League's Women's Queensland competition as well. And we have a double header for you on Saturday afternoon. From a million miles away from here, Cleveland Showgrounds. Kado Aochi tries to repeat the trick and gets cynically cut down by Bernardi. Well, that's one way to stop him, I guess, and Bernardi is going to earn himself a bit of a talking to here. Not just be a talking to, Bernardi appears to have walked in the opposite direction to that which Martin Kreenis would have hoped if he were to have a conversation. Seems to have been let go, though. Surprised there's no yellow card for that, I have to say. It was nothing but cynical from Nicholas Bernardi. He's already seen a red card so far this season. He was sent off in the match against Brisbane City. Free kick, ambitious from Josh Anderson. Captain South United last season in the semi-final against Peninsula Power. Scored 13 goals in 24 games for Souths and was instrumental in the meteoric rise for South United from Cat 2 to the Brisbane Premier League. In fact, he scored 25 goals in 24 games down in Capital League 2 in the Football Brisbane competition. Yet to get off the mark for Redlands United. You have to say he wants to be a little bit closer next time before he attempts a free kick. Directly, in any case. Here's Sal Jose. Oh, that's a sloppy back pass. Oh, and slipping at the vital moment was Oliveira Gomez. And then was that handball on the line? It's a corner kick. Kado Aochi's blowing up. I'll have to see that again. It's a smattering of bodies. Well, first things up, it was a horrible back pass. Horrible back pass from, I think, Gwyn Jones, who played in inadvertently Aurelio Oliveira Gomez. He slipped when primed to put the ball into the empty net, having taken the ball past Kousnon. Oh, Bill tries to let the ball do the work, but he not only tricked his opponent, but also Alex Junovski. Hammered back towards his own goal by Ngoy. Redlands United will build from the back. Anderson. Diarma, to say, rather wasted out on the wide left so far. He's hardly been involved, but when you've got a goal-scoring talent, the likes of Kado Aochi in the middle, nice little player to be able to have as a free man over on that left-hand side and cutting inside. It's been rather anonymous of late, though. It's Kawayama. Though he's only scored one of the 2 goals, it has been the Kato Aochi show. The second goal for Redlands United, work of art from Kato Aochi, surely one of the better goals that he's scored in recent years, and he has got plenty of wonderful goals to choose from. Urinabi, the Moreton Bay United coach, getting rather animated on the sideline. He can be a combustible figure. I won't be impressed with what he's seen so far from his side, trailing as they are by 2 goals to 0. Janowski in a blind alley, does well, finds Liam Cosgrove, who goes all the way back to Kusanon. Now Turashima having a little bit of space. First time to Simon Beale, who has a lot of space in the middle. Beale trying to direct traffic. Finds Smith. Beale gets it back. Beale might try to find Smith. Is cut out by Sao Jose and concedes a free kick for putting the arm across Sao Jose there. It's a frustrating afternoon, frustrating evening so far for Moreton Bay United. Just not able to get things going in the attacking third. They have had chances. They've all been rather comfortable for Jack Richards in the Redlands United goal to deal with. A little bit of miscommunication there as Kramer rather gets ahead of himself. Caught out by some no-nonsense defending by Sao Jose. Flag is up. Kusanon flew out to deal with the threat of Aochi, and they're going to have to be quick to shut down that threat. Aochi has just been everywhere in that final third so far, and every time he gets anywhere near the ball, you can just feel the tension amongst the defenders. What's he going to do? What's he going to be able to conjure up? The ball at his feet, he really is magic. And that second goal in particular was magical. Here's an interesting ball over the top for Chomarop. He's going to get to the byline. Is he Chomarop? No, has to give up the ghost after the ball trickles over that dead ball line. It's been a tactic for Moreton Bay United have tried a couple of occasions in this first half, and on each of those occasions it hasn't quite worked out for them. Chomarop either getting closed down or not able to get enough venom onto his shot, or as on that occasion, the ball just beating him to the byline. What would you say about Kato Aochi though? Will be on the Football Queensland Instagram video of goals of the week. I can guarantee that, unless something quite remarkable happens in the other fixtures this weekend, of which South West Queensland take on Lions, Gold Coast Knights welcome the Young Roar, and Magpies Crusaders welcome Brisbane City on Saturday, and then on Sunday Sunshine Coast take on Gold Coast United, Olympic host Strikers, and Easts take on Western Pride, a Western Pride side who just need a win, you have to say, rooted as they are to the bottom of the table. Tabelon does just enough, take the ball past Oliveira Gomez. Turashima inside to Smith. Here's Simon Beale, has space to run into, looks for Chomarop over on that far side. It's a weak pass though, and Chomarop can't get onto the end of it. It's well dealt with by the Redlands United defence again. Actually putting in the hard work up top, trying to close down the Moreton Bay United defenders in yellow, buzzing between them like an irritable wasp. So far, Moreton Bay United, in this move at least, have swatted him away. Beale doesn't have an option ahead of him, chooses to go wide to Chomarop. Nice pass. Bernardi's on the inside. His run tracked though by Shuto Kubayama, who goes with the flamboyance in clearing the ball, and it's putting his teammates into a spot of bother. No foul though over on that far side, and Redlands United have escaped from that. Sliding challenge from Cosgrove was fair. Certainly a touch, my thoughts, off Oliveira Gomez. That's what Alex Tabelon was hoping for as well, but Rene Coghill on this near side thought otherwise. It's a Redlands United ball. Kramer launches it towards Aochi. He has his pocket picked on this occasion. Rock rises highest, his header towards Campbell though, not quite on target, and Redlands will clear once again, and that's been the pattern of the half so far. Moreton Bay forced to play a little bit more in an attacking sense rather than on the counter-attack, because Redlands United are so comfortable. Shuto Kubayama offside once again. It's not the first time that's happened this half. Third time, not so distant past. Campbell tried to slide the ball through to Smith. Well cleared once again. Up to the opening goal scorer, Ngoy. He's bundled off the ball though, and Moreton Bay United will build through Gwyn Jones. Abelard to Campbell. Campbell to Smith. Was he offside? Yes, he was. Only marginally, but you don't need to have daylight or anything like that. He was always in advance of that last defender, and he knew it as well. Cast a furtive glance towards the assistant referee over on that far side, Ole Glibbers. Guilty look was punished. Here's Kubayama. San Jose. Right to Kramer. Oliveira Gomez was caught. It is a free kick. Another promising position for Redlands United. Will they go quickly or wait to set things up? It's been a bit of a mixed bag so far. Back to Kramer is the choice. I don't think Aochi was overly impressed with that. Here is Kramer, wide to Oliveira Gomez. Nice touch from Oliveira Gomez inside to Kramer. Kramer is challenged by Simon Beale. Simon Beale does really well to not give away the foul, and then that's cheeky from Simon Beale. Perhaps an ill-advised position to be attempting those tricks, but it was effective for the talented youngster. And the result is a Moreton Bay United throw, but Redlands United will look to peg in their visitors with just 3 minutes or so remaining. Hoping to snatch another goal, perhaps. Good work from David Salim. Intercept that ball. He goes all the way back to Hart Phillips, and Hart Phillips has the half almost entirely to himself to choose a target. He chooses Sao Jose. Sao Jose gives it back and goes instead to Anderson. Hart Phillips again. This time to Salim. Salim. Hart Phillips just amongst themselves. No pressure coming from the Moreton Bay United players, and Redlands United will be content to just pass it amongst themselves at the back. There's no pressure going to come on, and Moreton Bay United, remember, are trailing by 2-0. The impetus has to be on them to challenge and try and win the ball back. Aochi rises highest. Shuto Kubayama. Back inside to Igor Sao Jose. Sao Jose goes over the top towards Oliveira Gomez. Touch from Oliveira Gomez. Still with Oliveira Gomez. Still with Oliveira Gomez. Kaito Aochi. He's worked his magic before. This time he gets snuffed out and challenged effectively by Bernardi. Bernardi tried to play the ball up towards Chomarot. It was cut out by Fernando Perez. Torishima. Deal. Does well, pass slightly under hit. Goes to ground though, and he was caught by Oliveira Gomez according to Martin Creans. Slightly slow to get up, but Deal finds himself in a lot of space all of a sudden, gets the ball back. It's a poor pass back though from Smith. Beale has it though. Torishima wide. Torishima rides that challenge. That's 2 in quick succession from Oliveira Gomez. Yellow card is the call from at least one of the Moreton Bay United players there, but you'd have to suggest that if Bernardi didn't get the yellow card for that crude hack of Kaito Aochi earlier on in the match, I doubt Oliveira Gomez will be shown a yellow for that, although you would have to be careful with 2 fouls in such quick succession. Decent looking ball by Cosgrove. Redlands United deal with it though, and here is Kado Aochi, the man of the hour. Doesn't quite have the pace to get past Gwyn Jones, so uses a teammate over on that far side, Anderson. And Anderson's pass towards Oliveira Gomez is cut out. Ngoy, who provided the assistance for Kado Aochi, the 2 goal scorers almost combining, and it is those 2 goal scorers that separate the 2 sides. 2 very well taken goals from Redlands United. The first coming off an error from Chris Cousinon, who really flapped it across and could only snatch at the butterflies, palming the ball straight into the path of Rafael Ngoy, whose first time side-footed shot was brilliantly taken and side-footed into the back of the net. And then the second goal from Kado Aochi was just a work of art. He ran through 3, 4, 5 challenges from Moreton Bay United defenders and just slotted home. It was a masterclass from Kado Aochi, who's been threatening every time he gets the ball. That's his first goal in the league for Redlands United, his 3rd overall after he scored a brace in the FFA Cup against AC Carina. But Redlands United are in the box seat here. They lead Moreton Bay United by 2-0. Don't go anywhere, plenty more to come in this one. We'll be back after these short messages.
Why do I play football?
Why do we play football? I play for fitness.
For competition.
Community spirit.
It's healthy and safe.
And fun.
I play for celebrations.
What's your reason? Join our team.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Hi, my name is Asma and I'm from Somalia. Football Queensland has inspired me to continue playing football. Welcome to
Lies will melt away into yesterday. And we will live on try.
We can land on top, but I'll just leave it up and have a bit of fun.
For them to be given this grand final, which is better. What a drama that would be. It's an opportunity for White. Straight into the penalty area. 1-0 in front of the supporters now.
Why do I play football?
Why do we play football? I play for fitness.
For competition.
Community spirit.
It's healthy and safe. And fun.
I play for celebration.
What's your reason? Join our team.
Football Queensland futsal state titles, run across 9 different age group divisions, around about 450 to 460 players playing across 3 different venues that we've got, and it's the pinnacle event for futsal here in Queensland.
The highlight for me this weekend is just seeing how many young kids are here, eagerly watching every single match. Can't wait to get on the court to participate, and then really enjoying their games and buzzing when they come on.
We want to provide a pathway for players all the way through from a social aspect of futsal all the way through to the highest level. And so the competition acts as a possible pathway and gives them opportunity to get better at the sport. And we also know that the players that are involved in futsal, a lot of them are involved in football as well, and it improves their technique across the board.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Hi, my name is Asma and I'm from Somalia. Football Queensland has inspired me to continue playing football. Welcome to the
Lies will melt away into yesterday. And we will live on try.
We came out on top, but I'll just leave it up and have a bit of fun.
To be given this grand final, which is better. What a drama that would be. It's an opportunity for White. Breaks into the penalty area. 1-0 in the pick. The supporters now.
was just like a tiny amount. He was a cute player, played from the sort of Newbury and Moreton. And he was a pre-season friend. And Newbury was like, because Germany away trip in England, even pre-season, I mean, pretty much that was 6 months. So they were just like, so that was like, things I'm going to work on this like, I say all this and then I'm absolutely 100% certain I will be but I don't think I'll do it today. Oh mate, you've got some job right? And you just got to sell the story. Tell all this stuff. Well, so funny thing is, so I found out about this book club. So there's a guy who runs I went to
Well, welcome back to Cleveland Showgrounds, where if you've just joined us, Redlands United, the home side in the red, are leading by 2-0. Two wonderful goals. First one by Rafael Ngoy, who capitalised on a mistake from Chris Cousinon. He really flapped at a cross and it just skidded off his palms rather than making a solid connection straight to the foot of Ngoy, who slotted home first time with the side of his boot. Really well taken finish. That gave Redlands United a deserved lead, and then that lead was doubled by a piece of magic from Kade Aochi. He ran his way through what seemed like an impenetrable wall of yellow-shirted defenders and managed to slot it home. Still need to see the replay to see just how he did it. It was wonderful ball control and just a magnificent goal. You'll have to check out the Football Queensland Instagram page later next week just to see that goal in all its glory, because there is absolutely no doubt that nobody will score a goal as good as that for the rest of the weekend, although there will be plenty of action over the rest of the weekend, I can assure you of that. Both teams are now back out. Simon Smale with you. Looks like our Total Tools referee Martin Creans is ready, and we'll get things back underway. It's the hosts in the red shirts kicking from right to left. The ball is aimed up towards Shuto Kubayama, who, apart from a long-range snapshot, was rather anonymous in that first half and really playing second fiddle to Kade Aochi. But when Kade Aochi is doing the things that Kade Aochi is doing, it's not necessarily a bad thing for Redlands United and their coach, Graham Ross. There's a little bit of concern here for Rafael Ngoy, who took a little bit of a nasty contact from Alex Yanovsky and is still down and struggling quite considerably and looks to be in a fair amount of pain. Wait to see he goes after getting some treatment. It looks like it's just a knock, but enough time to remind you that it's time to play football. Whether you're just starting out or have been doing it for years, there's a club for you to play football in 2019. 2,200 clubs plus across the country is bound to be one right for just you or your child. Girls and boys can start playing for a club from the year they turn 6. So what are you waiting for? Join the team today. Visit playfootball.com.au. And of course, you've got the Aldi Mini Roos as well, starting even earlier than 6 years old. In fact, as soon as they can walk, stick a ball in front of them and get them into the Football Queensland family. You never know, there might be a future Socceroo or Matilda. Ball launched forward by David Celine. Straight away on the counter-attack. That looked a little bit naughty from Igor Sao Jose. A little tap of the ankle. Have to make sure that the game doesn't get away from referee Martin Creans. A couple of little niggly challenges creeping in towards the end of that first half. Don't want the second half to start in the same way. No cards as of yet, and there have been a couple of occasions when one may have been warranted. Gwyn Jones appears to jump at his own shadow and go back on himself when he had plenty of room to run into. Arop coming deep to claim that ball. Gwyn Jones uses the space this time, chips the ball ahead to Bernardi. Bernardi, good touch. He's closed down quickly though by Perez. And Perez does just enough to concede a corner. It's his first corner for Moreton Bay United. Perhaps laying credence to the fact that there might be a bit of a slope here at the Cleveland Showgrounds towards the clubhouse. Early days to say that it's one-way traffic so far. Just under 3 minutes gone in the second half. Redlands United in the red, leading by 2-0. An opportunity here, early doors in the second half, for Moreton Bay United to get a goal back and get themselves back into this game. Swept in by Dolores Turashime towards Smith at the back post. It's another corner, second in quick succession, and this time it'll be Liam Cosgrove trotting over to the far side to take it. Dolores Turashime taking up position on the edge of the 6-yard box. The players all massed in the 6-yard box. Not a single player outside of the 6-yard box apart from Yanovsky, and he's only a foot or so outside. He drops back now. It's headed clear at the near post by Anderson. And that was rather aggressive challenge of the ball by Anderson. It's out for a throw-in though. Anderson playing the ball back, and it'll be at the foot of Celine. Shuto Kubayama was dispossessed there, but gets a helping hand from Igor Sao Jose. Ngoy looks to recover from that knock. And Dolores Turishime has a couple of attempts to get the ball under control, but has no pressure upon him. And Moreton Bay United in the yellow will look to build from the back. Redlands United need to really just keep playing the way they played in that first half. If they sit back, then they could find themselves in a little spot of bother, because Moreton Bay United certainly have the weapons to hurt any side in the league, really. They've got 3 players in fine form. Chomarop has 4 goals in his last 3 league games, as does Declan Smith. And Riley Campbell, well, he's got 4 in his last 2 braces against Western Pride and South West Queensland Thunder. So there are players here who know where the back of the net is, playing in yellow today, and I say a 2-goal lead is one of the more dangerous in a game of football. And 45 minutes is an awful long time to sit back and defend. Good work from Perez. Ngoy feeds Anderson. Kato Aochi to Ngoy. Ngoy is dispossessed. A little bit of a loose control, and Moreton Bay United are going to counter-attack here. Space on this near side for Chomarop. Chomarop going round the long way round. Perez does really, really well to concede the corner and nothing more. And he gets his skates on. Chomarop can be devastatingly effective, and he had to go the long way around Perez. Perez was positioned well, and he managed to get a bit of a move on as well, and got his body in the way, and then effected a very good challenge. He's been good, Perez, so far. Need to be good here to defend this corner from Dolores Turishime. It goes short, and it's well read. Yanovsky never managed to get a foot on the ball. It was cut out and taken away brilliantly by Anderson. Anderson's continued his run. Kato Aochi doesn't need teammates in this situation. He does eventually use Anderson. They're queuing up over on that far side. Long range shot, ambitious from Oliviera Gomez. I dare say his teammates won't be thanking him for taking that pot shot, particularly as it trickled gently over the dead ball line. An opportunity to make amends though for Redlands United. Go back to Celine. Trying to direct traffic, closed down by Simon Beale. Celine and Hart Phillips use Richards, but it's back with Celine. Well cut out by Dolores Turishime. Destined towards Ngoy. Here is Ngoy. Nice footwork from Rafael Ngoy. In between 2 players goes Sao Jose. Oliviera Gomez. It doesn't quite work out for Redlands United. Moreton Bay regaining possession over on that far side with Turishime. Anderson wanted it back. Turishime instead goes all the way across. Gwyn Jones. Gwyn Jones going back on himself to Tabillon. Tabillon to Gwyn Jones. Has space ahead of him, needs to use it. Bernardi. Simon Beale's going to chase down Hart Phillips. Hart Phillips does well. Richards clears. Kubayama rises highest. Oh, and a poor header there by Tabillon. Couldn't get it under his control, could Oliviera Gomez, but here come Redlands United again. Rafael Ngoy that time having his pocket picked from behind by Declan Smith. Chomorop. Cheeky by Perez. Perez has space to move. He's been closed down by Chomorop. Can be hot-headed. No foul, says the referee. Smith. Yanovsky. Torishime checks his run. Yanovsky checks his pass. Goes back to Gwyn Jones. Gwyn Jones tried to find Chomorop, but that was poor. And then, in his frustration, gives away a free kick on Kado Aochi. Aochi just has a breather. Still on all fours is Kado Aochi. Yanovsky dispossessed. Simon Beale takes up possession. Dolores Torishime ends up with it. Cosgrove. Tabelon. Torishime switches play back inside to Cosgrove. Cosgrove switches to Chomorop. Heavy touch from Chomorop, but he's got the better of Perez now. Chomorop cuts back inside, goes past two players, but fouls Perez in doing so. Frustration from Chomorop. He doesn't feel like he did anything wrong, and he certainly has a case. Looked a little soft, but it's good work from Perez again, just getting his body in the way. Richards is being closed down by Campbell. Rather rushed his pass. It's on the head of Tabelon. Dolores Torishime does really well to get past the attentions of Oliviera Gomez and plays that ball forward towards Simon Beale, who's effervescent up front but unable to get his foot onto the ball. Redlands United will clear. Anderson. Celine. Hart Phillips. Dangerous pass back inside Yanovsky. Yanovsky just got his foot on the ball and didn't really give any attention to where he was going to play it. And fortunately for the visitors, Chomorop was not quite able to read Yanovsky's mind. Redlands United have the throw, and they'll have the throw again after Declan Smith plays that one out. Good work again from Fernando Perez. Perez with the long throw towards Kubayama. He's won everything in the air, has Shuto Kubayama. A rather aimless pass forward by Cosgrove this time, easily dealt with by Hart Phillips, who goes back to Richards. Richards, who's had to make a couple of saves, but fairly comfortable saves. Weak shots from Beale and Arop. So neat header by Aochi over towards that far side, and Oliviera Gomez. Gomez tries to pressure Torishime, but Torishime, who was always so impressive for Western Pride, has continued that run of ability and form with Moreton Bay United. Looked very difficult to beat over on that left side of the defence. Celine heads forward and plays forward into Oliviera Gomez. That was aimed towards Aochi. Still there for Redlands United. And there is a free kick. Simon Beale giving it away. Looks to perhaps have injured himself in the process. Gets back off the deck. In a promising attacking position. As always, Aochi wants it played into him. He's a good head shorter than Rhys Gwyn-Jones, who's watching him like a hawk and using a little bit more body than perhaps you're allowed in trying to impose his presence. Neat ball inside by Ngoy. He's back inside off the chest of Tabelon and comfortably dealt with by Cousinon. Cousinon being shadowed this time by Aochi. But Moreton Bay United will clear through Dolores Torishime. He plays the ball out because Simon Beale hasn't recovered from that little knock, and I think we might be seeing our first substitution of the day. It'll be Ben Harris who comes on, and have to suspect But this is for Simon Beale, who is struggling and unable to lift himself off the turf. He'll help himself off over the goal line. He limps off with the assistance of the Moreton Bay trainer. A frustrating afternoon for the 21-year-old Simon Beale, latterly of Brisbane City and Mitchelton. What can Ben Harris do for Purianabi and the visitors, who trail by 2-0? A Rafael Ngoy strike in the first half, followed up by a piece of Keidariochi magic. The ball is sportingly given back to Moreton Bay United, and they'll switch play through Kusanon and Gwyn Jones forward to Bernardi. Chomarop does well. Janowski with a heavy touch, but Bernardi picks it up. Plays the ball through to Chomarop. Good football from Moreton Bay United down this right-hand side. Chomarop cuts back inside, crosses with his left. First time shot and a bit of an air swing by Riley Campbell. Just got underneath it. Didn't get anywhere near the right amount of contact. And that's been the story of Moreton Bay United's evening so far. Jack Richards watching the ball as it either comfortably drifts into his palms, or as in that case, comfortably behind the goal for a goal kick. Physical approach being adopted by Liam Cosgrove. No foul. Handball is called for against Riley Campbell. Again, nothing doing. Smith goes up against Hart Phillips, who does well, and Redlands United have been very good at the back so far this evening. Really able to repel everything that Moreton Bay United have thrown at them, other than the occasional runs down the right by Chomarop. It's been a credit to the organisational powers of David Celine. Who hammers that one towards the centre circle after a slightly weak touch from Hart Phillips. Moreton Bay United have still got possession though, and Chomarop will go up against his nemesis Fernando Perez. And you can see the frustration, and then a couple of Bronx cheers as well from those in attendance by the clubhouse. Not a massive crowd here at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching on the Football Queensland live stream, as Janowski gets his foot to that attempted clearance from Igor Sao Jose. Throw will be taken by Perez. Perez throws deep, but straight onto the head of Bernardi, who heads it towards a dangerous zone. Redlands will break though through the opening goal scorer Ngoy. It's picked off though. Moreton Bay United really growing into this game in the second half. Delors Tuashime. Tuashime brilliant over on that far side. Tuashime into the middle. Janowski! Oh my word! That's a poor miss from Alex Janowski. He's yet to score so far this season, and he won't get too many better opportunities than that. It just played in so perfectly across the 18-yard box. And he just let the ball do too much work, and it slid across the face of goal. Aurelio Oliveira Gomez is being replaced. Great header from Perez to get there ahead of Chomarop and play it back inside. Angus Broderick was the Redlands United player who came on. Here's Kato Aochi. Kato Aochi back inside. It's almost to Broderick. It was Dolores Turishime who was there defending for Moreton Bay United, and that is just another poor pass out from the back by Moreton Bay United. Liam Cosgrove, the guilty party once more. Oh, apologies, Ben Harris on that occasion. Turishime will need to watch this, does well in the end. And quickly to respond as well. That's brilliant work from Dolores Turishime. Many players would have given up on that. And not the former Western Pride man. He's done very, very well there. Lovely touch inside by Chomarop to Bernardi. Bernardi goes past one on the outside. Lovely cross towards the back post. He's headed back across, but hammered away by David Celine. Moreton Bay United still on the attack. Oh, they've done it so well, so composed at the back, Redlands United. That's been a real character of the way they've played. You'd have to say, for a side that have only won 2 games on the pitch, they have had the 3rd game with that win against Brisbane City from round 1, or the defeat overturned due to the ineligible player. You wouldn't necessarily have expected this from Redlands United. They've been very impressive. Here come Moreton Bay United though, and Chomarop, lovely work. Chomarop slides to make that ball, and it might well be a corner. That's not the view of the assistant on this near side, Renee Coghill, and you may have heard the opinion of some of the players on the field. Did look like it might have come off a Redlands United player last, you know. Renee's in a much better position than I am to make that decision, and it was her view that came off Chomarop last, despite his efforts. Shutaka Barama wanted to take that quickly, instead discretion is the choice, and it was left for Perez. Perez finds Anderson. It's a rather looping ball, and 3 players converged on that one. Kato Aochi's still on the deck. He's just got to his feet now, but Chomarop going up against Perez and Celine. And Chomarop is screaming. He lost the ball, and Chomarop is still saying that he should have been playing advantage. It was actually quite a good advantage, I think, from Martin Creans. He judged that Chomarop had lost possession of the ball. The whistle went, and Redlands United defenders stopped. Chomarop then felt that he could have perhaps run on through on goal, but I think the defenders had stopped on the whistle, otherwise they'd have crowded him out. Nevertheless, it is a free kick to Moreton Bay United. Get the sense they need to score quickly, Moreton Bay United. There's still half of this second period to go. A little bit of contact, which Martin Creans needs to be aware of. Just having the conversation with David Celine as to why that free kick was given. Decent ball, decent header, really good save. It was the substitute Ben Harris who got his head to it, and he wheeled away in celebration before seeing Jack Richards pluck it out of thin air. So we've mentioned he's had some comfortable saves to make, Jack Harris, so far. That wasn't comfortable, but he made it look so. Really, really good stop from the Redlands United keeper to preserve his clean sheet so far. A little bit of an air swing there from Igor Sao Jose, but did just enough to take the ball off the foot of Chomarop. Tabalong going forward, and Tabalong gives away the free kick, surely. Yes, it is a free kick. Conversation between Josh Anderson and Martin Creans after his opposite number, Tabalong, hauled him to the ground. had quite the same impact in the final third in this half. Redlands United and Moreton Bay United are dominating possession so far. Chomarot making a nuisance of himself, as is Perez though. Still there for Chomarot, now there for Campbell. Campbell plays the ball out to Tabelon. Tabelon just gets there, but good defending once again from Redlands United. Torishima though delivers a wonderful cross just over the head of Chomarot. Redlands United need to get their foot on the ball, and it's almost picked off by Cosgrove. Redlands United eventually conspire to take the ball upfield. Now Kato Aochi, he's going to have to go from long, but that's one defender he's got past. Chooses to play the ball off to Ngoy. Back to substitute Roderick. Roderick cuts back inside, still there for Redlands United, and Anderson. Anderson with the shot, always rising and high into the netting behind the goal. Moreton Bay United will look to go again. 20 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Hochi just making a nuisance of himself in the opposition penalty area, even without the ball. Moreton Bay United and Alex Tabelon in particular looking for options. He's grabbing his way across the field. He might have to do it all himself, and you can see the frustration growing in the Frenchman. He's wanting his teammates to offer him something, anything. Here's Bernardi, what can he conjure up? Chooses to go back to Tabelon. Still, there's not much more movement ahead of him than there was before. He chooses to go all the way over to the far side, and Torishima, who loses his footing, was the only option available to Alex Tabelon. Frenchman who is from Rouen in central France, played around the French lower leagues before moving to India. Mohammedan and Lone Star Kashmir. No doubt hugely interesting places to play your football. Now he's trying to rescue this result really for his new side, Moreton Bay United. Shuta Kubayama plays the ball into Kato Aochi via Josh Anderson. Kato Aochi, though, is dispossessed, and now Moreton Bay will look to attack. Campbell, lovely pace from Campbell. Inside, he has Smith inside. The deflection takes it behind for a corner. The pass should have gone to Declan Smith, who was all on his own in the penalty area. But Riley Campbell, who has scored a brace in both of his last two games, chose to go himself, but couldn't add to the 7 goals he's scored in 11 games so far this season. Perhaps the wrong option. We'll have to see what happens from this corner as to whether Moreton Bay United will regret that decision. Declan Smith was just begging for the ball to be played into his foot. They've had their chances in this second half of Moreton Bay United. Still there, is it? Now it's in the back of the net. It's Reece Gwynne-Jones, I think, who got the final touch. Game well and truly back on at the Cleveland Showgrounds. It's Redlands United 2, Moreton Bay United 1. Although, hang on. There will be a discussion between Martin Kreenis and Renee Coghill, Total Tools referees. Not enough to rule out the goal. The Redlands United defence are appealing for a handball. The ball was pinging around like a pinball in the penalty area. But the goal stands. Moreton Bay United have halved the deficit, and it's from the foot of Reece Gwynne-Jones, his 3rd goal of the season, to go alongside strikes against Gold Coast United and Western Pride. And how important will that be? There's still time for Moreton Bay United to get something from this game. And we are back underway with 16.5 minutes remaining. They have dominated since the interval, have the visitors. Now, can they make that dominance pay in an equalising goal. Torashime to Campbell. Campbell forward to Tabelon. Tabelon back to Torashime. Torashime has the space unceremoniously closed in front of him. That's sloppy in Cosgrove, but it's mopped up at the back. It's Purianabi who's changed the tactics somewhat in bringing on Ben Harris and allowing Alex Tabelon to play slightly further forward. In fact, much further forward. He's the furthest forward player in a yellow shirt at the moment, and he's making a run now. Fortunately, the pass from Gwyn Jones towards Chomarop was off target. Redlands United will hope to build from the back again, but the yellow shirts have swarmed in order to try and box their hosts in. Collision looked to be fairly inadvertent. Bernardi and Anderson it was coming together. Certainly Nicholas Bernardi, who came off second best in that exchange. Free kick is given. Josh Anderson holding his hand up in apology. Did look accidental, but a free kick nonetheless. And again, Moreton Bay United having possession and an opportunity to deliver this ball into the box where Smith meets it. Comfortable this time for Richards. Richards uses his hands to get that one out towards Angus Broderick for substitute. He's put to ground by Alex Tabelon. Free kick for Redlands. Look to enjoy a rare spell of possession in this second half. They dominated the first half and were rewarded for it with 2 goals. That's a 2-goal lead that's been halved thanks to that goal from Reece Gwyn Jones. They just can't hold on to the ball at the moment, the hosts. Janowski, ambitious. Perez claims and then delivers quickly towards Kato Aochi. Kato Aochi meets Chris Cousinon. A free kick goes against Aochi. He looks on in disbelief as to how that can possibly have gone against him. He did clatter into Chris Cousinon rather, as the Moreton Bay United keeper, resplendent in white, flew out to make that challenge. That's certainly how Martin Crean saw it. Chomarop onside and with space. Perez is incredulous that that wasn't offside, and the pass across the face of goal was just too far ahead of Declan Smith. We're going to see our first yellow card of the afternoon. It's going to go to the Redlands United captain, David Saline, his second of the season. And the 31-year-old from Cairns putting on a rather film star performance in remonstrating with the referee as to how Chomarop was onside. It looked tight, it has to be said. That was the decision, and again, Renee Coghill is in a much better position than we are to judge these things. Mr. Creans wasn't ready for that ball to be delivered in. The corner will be retaken. They scored from the last corner, did Moreton Bay United. What can they do from this one? It's pinballing around again, flags up on this near side. Chomarop, it looked like, had an opportunity, and he might have been offside, but it's Fernando Perez who's rolling around on the floor in a degree of distress. Moreton Bay United have their backs up now. And Redlands United have their backs against the wall. They do still lead, but that lead is looking ever more perilous. minutes remaining for Moreton Bay United to snatch an equaliser. Alternatively, Redlands United to make the game safe, but it only looks like it's going to be one of those two things at the moment, and it was the former. Here's Chomarop up against Perez. Chomarop! His shot blocked at source by Hart Phillips. Still there for the visitors, though. Bernardi switches play and goes behind Dolores Tuashime. Right idea from Bernardi to switch the angle like that, but too far behind Tuashime, who has worked so hard all evening. Just unable to get his foot on that ball with enough confidence and authority. That could have been awkward. Janowski going in on the substitute. Broderick, and Broderick gives the ball away to Janowski then. Janowski onto the head of Smith. Chomarop's there. Was he offside? No, he's for call. Shot comes in from Tabilon. I don't speak much French, but I don't think he's happy with himself. He's still remonstrating himself, the 28-year-old. That was a great sighter at goal. And as we've said before, Moreton Bay United have had their chances. And they haven't taken them, but for the goal scored by Rhys Gwynne-Jones that halved the deficit. But that deficit still exists. It's Redlands United 2, Moreton Bay United 1. And here are the hosts on the attack now. It's cut out before it gets to Ngoy, who opened the scoring with a lovely side-footed finish before that lead was doubled by Kato Aochi. Some magic from the veteran. But since half-time, Redlands United have hardly had the ball, and it was a worry that they sat back and allowed Moreton Bay United to come onto them, and that's what I feared. That is what has come to pass. Celine has gone down and has stayed down. Might have copped one somewhere unpleasant. Dolores Tuashime has possession. Dolores Tuashime puts his foot on the ball and then just passes it out. Really good sportsmanship from Dolores Tuashime. He was under no obligation to do that, and you have to say it was a precarious position for Redlands United to be in without their leader at the back, David Celine, who is on the deck. Looked like he just caught a stray arm, perhaps, in the nether regions. An opportunity for the players to have a drink, and an opportunity for us to just remind everybody that IFCA is coming, Australia's only national football-specific coaching conference, the 25th and 26th of May on the Gold Coast. You've got an opportunity to win a free delegate pass. Football Queensland has a chance to win one of 3 passes. Simply visit ifca.com.au and tell us which keynote speaker you're most looking forward to seeing and why. There's plenty to choose from. Graham Arnold, Socceroos coach, representatives from AC Milan. So many opportunities to broaden your coaching knowledge and make some contacts, and it's happening right here in Queensland on the Gold Coast, 25th and 26th of May. Make sure you get there for that. Omar Siddiqui and Mustafa Jafari coming on. It looks like it was Declan Smith who made way. Declan Smith and Liam Cosgrove. The last roll of the dice for Puri Anabi. Substitution 2 for Redlands United. Noah Hitchcock, latterly of Brisbane City, one of 3 youth products from Brisbane City in this Redlands United squad. Here's one of the others, Jonathan Mueller. Started the season at Brisbane City, came to Redlands to pursue greater first team opportunities. Hard to recognise him from his time at Brisbane City, where he had a magnificent shock of hair. He shaved that one off. More mature look for the youngster. It was Ngoy who was withdrawn, and when I work out who else was withdrawn, I will let you know. It's safe to say it's a bloke I won't be mentioning too many more times in the last 6 minutes or so of this one. As Muller does really well to steal in and get that one. Gives the ball off to Kato Aochi. Kato Aochi makes the game safe! Muller with an instant impact. Aochi with the finish. They'd looked so shaky in this second half, but Redlands United have made the game safe through a brace by Kato Aochi. It's United 3, Moreton Bay United 1. The exuberance of youth. Jonathan Muller just nipping in and stealing possession. Kato Aochi's gone down on one knee. Fantastic maturity from Muller. He's stolen possession and his eyes must have lit up seeing the goal ahead of him. Instead, he used the opportunity to feed his veteran striker, and as we've seen on so many occasions, and so many teams have learned at their cost. You give Kato Aochi a sight at goal, and more often than not, it's going to be on target and into the back of the net. That's exactly what happened. Excellent football from Redlands United, and that was just the change they needed, as Muller leaves one on his opponent there, and can't quite see who it is that's down. I think it's Janovsky, is it? No, it's Tabelon, the Frenchman. Busy 60 seconds or so for Jonathan Muller, providing an assist and then leaving his mark on one of the key players for the opposition. Quinn Jones rises highest, and Jack Richards plumbs the depths, dives on that one with not many players around him. You dare say there will be a fair amount of time added on for the end of this one. Kato Aochi almost leapt on that miscontrol from Dolores Tuashime, and Dolores Tuashime caught Kato Aochi with a sliding challenge. Mr. Creans has tried to keep his card in his pocket. We've only seen the 2 cards so far. Or is it only 1? I think it's only 1 so far. He's done so again here. Oh, aimed towards Muller, and he almost dived out the way of it. Here he is once again, lovely little trick. He's hammered to the ground by Omar Siddiqui. Free kick in a dangerous position for Redlands United. They've overcome the jitters that were prevalent all the way through that second half. They look like they're well on their way to picking up a valuable 3 points in the fight to stay up in the National Premier League Queensland, in what is becoming an increasingly interesting fight and tussle at the bottom. So many teams all have ability to win games, and it's getting very, very tight. 3 points will take Redlands United momentarily at least up into 8th ahead of the rest of the weekend's matches. Muller does well. Anderson goes back to Kramer. Look at Kato Aochi chasing back there. Janovsky does well to get that ball past the attentions of Broderick. Here's Chomarop. Bernardi wants it back. Chomarop does brilliantly to go around the corner. Good pass in. It's Bernardi! It's taken a wicked deflection. And there's still twists and turns in this one yet. We'll credit it to Bernardi despite the wicked deflection. Fantastic finish being set up here at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Perhaps those jitters have returned. Excellent work from Chomarop. He found Bernardi, and then Bernardi's shot that looked like it might have been going wide was deflected behind and into the back of the net. Still time yet for Moreton Bay United to salvage a point and maybe more. Energy from the visitors now. That was Siddiqui. Torishime plays that ball off. Robert Kramer. Yellow shirts massing on the edge of the penalty area. Perez just got enough on it, and now Muller has space to run into. Muller uses Shuto Kubayama. He's been quiet in this second half. Can he put an exclamation mark on this game? Well, he rather miscontrolled that one, and he's given it as a gift to Bernardi. Sloppy from Kubayama. Siddiqui. Torishime closed down by Kato Aochi. Siddiqui closed down by Muller. Rhys Jones half closed down by Kubayama. It was enough because that ball was right onto the head of Broderick. It's turned into a decent ball from Gwyn Jones. Throw taken quickly by Bernardi. Here's Tabelon. Tabelon going up against Perez. Perez does really, really well. Perez continues to do really well. Perez under a whole lot of pressure. He gives away a corner. Every single player making their way into the Redlands United penalty area, save Chris Cousinon. Torishime will be the man tasked with delivering this ball into the dangerous area. Kato Aochi is going to stand as close as he can. He's being told to take a couple of steps back. A one-man wall for this corner. Siddiqui has dropped out the ball. It's towards Kato Aochi. It's headed clear. Shuto Kubayama doesn't need to do anything fancy other than hammer this ball upfield to where Jonathan Muller has made a run. Muller has an open goal to score into if he can take it round Cousinon. Muller can't get anywhere near enough pressure. It's all happening in slow motion. Ben Harris was the man back there to get the ball away. Muller didn't get anywhere near enough power on that shot. We've seen that happen a couple of times so far in this game. Frenetic finish to this one at the Cleveland Showgrounds. We are deep into stoppage time now. And the heat just taken out of the match a little bit by the throw-in, actually attempting to be taken by Moreton Bay United, when in fact it was a Redlands United ball. It's a Redlands United ball. Kramer spins. Goal kick. Cousinon hurries to get this ball going. That ball was moving. Not something that players worry about too much often, except in situations like this. It was spotted by the officiating team, and Cousinon will have to retake. A chance to reassess. Chomarop wants it deep, as does Mustafa Jafari. It's off ahead of Chomarop. It's hammered back upfield by Igor Sao Jose towards Kato Aochi. Kato Aochi goes to ground. Kato Aochi still making a nuisance of himself. It's still there for Redlands United. Shuto Kubayama. Aochi. Aochi challenged by Siddiqui. Still Aochi, challenged by Siddiqui and Torishime, and wins a throw-in. Excellent work by Kato Aochi, who spent plenty of this second half on his hands and knees. We're deep into the 4th minute of added time here. There can't be too much more time remaining. Can Redlands hang on? It's a free kick to Redlands in the end. Kato Aochi doing battle, gives away a free kick this time. One last chance for Moreton Bay United to hammer this ball upfield. It'll be left for Kusnon. What's his foot like? Aochi slowly vacating the area that he needs to. It's headed on. Lovely link-up work by Mustafa Jafari, almost laying that ball off to Riley Campbell. It's a throw-in over on that far side. Tabilon hustles to take it quickly. He'll leave it for Harris. Harris launches a looping ball in. It's hammered in towards the area. Chomarop's there. Keeper comes, keeper goes. It's headed back in. Reese goes off for crossbar. It's still there for Moreton Bay United. Jafari hammers over. And that may well be game, set and match. You don't get much closer than that. Gwyn Jones getting that ball back off a crossbar. Richards didn't know whether he was coming or going in attempting to close down Chomarop. And then Mustafa Jafari. What a time it would have been for him to get his first goal for Moreton Bay United. Former South West Queensland Thunder player and Olympic star, Afghani refugee. Had a rush of blood to the head and just hammered that ball up to the delight of the home crowd. And that is all she wrote. A fantastic victory for Redlands United. It'll take some piecing apart, but we'll just pick our way through the bones of that one. Rafael Ngoy gave Redlands United a deserved lead in the first half, a lead that was doubled thanks to a wonderful, wonderful individual goal by Kato Aochi. It was nothing less than Redlands United deserved to go into the sheds at the half-time break, leading by 2-0, but that lead was halved, deservedly so, by Reese Gwyn Jones midway through the second half after Moreton Bay United dominated proceedings. Kato Aochi then benefited from the exuberance of youth. Jonathan Mueller, the former Brisbane City youth product, slipping in to dispossess Moreton Bay United in dangerous position. He wisely gave the ball off to Aochi, who made no mistake from the edge of the penalty area to give his side their 2-goal cushion back. Nicholas Bernardi then set up a tense finish thanks to a heavily deflected effort. And then, at the end, what more can you say? Gwyn Jones hit the crossbar. Chomarop weaved his magic in the penalty area to get the ball out to Mustafa Jafari, and the substitute blazed over from bang in front with the goal at his mercy. A frenetic finish to what has been a fantastic game of football here on the Bayside, here from the National Premier League's Queensland. Plenty more action to come over the course of the weekend. Every single game live through the Football Queensland website, footballqueensland.com.au, and via Facebook from the National Premier League's Queensland, plus the game of the round from the National Premier League's Women's Queensland and the Football Queensland Premier League. Both those games coming to you from just down the road at the Capella Bar tomorrow for a double header. That's all we'll have time for here from the Cleveland Showgrounds. Thank you so much for joining me, Simon Smale. This has been a double take production for Football Queensland, and we hope you enjoyed what has been a fantastic game of football here under the Friday night lights here at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow on the Football Queensland Premier League game of the round, and we'll see you next week in the National Premier League Queensland. Good evening.